My first trimester was a mess. One of the mornings I was crying to my boyfriend and I literally told him I don't think I could do this because it was freaking terrible. Let me just tell you that. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I will inform you now. I am pregnant. I am currently 13 weeks, which is almost 4 months. This is my first pregnancy. I'm 23 years old. I wanted to go over what I went through during first trimester, and first trimester is supposed to be the hardest. However, I have heard that the third trimester sometimes mimics the first just because you are getting closer to giving birth. I just wanted to go share with everyone what happened during my first trimester. Obviously, when you find out you're pregnant, you're gonna have a lot of different people sitting there telling you what to expect, and this is what I went with my first pregnancy, blah blah blah, do this to remedy that, and I guess that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Just kind of wanted to share with everyone, and everyone's pregnancy is different, everyone's body's different. The first trimester for me was definitely an experience. I did not think it was going to be that bad. Before I get started on the details on what I went through during my first trimester, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So for me, one of the biggest things I've had to change is modifying my workouts. Before I got pregnant, I was very active, as in like lifting weights, running, and that's not to say I'm not doing that now, because I am doing that now. However, I have to modify how I work out, which in the long run is beneficial to me. Instead of, I felt like before I was kind of just like aimlessly working out. I've done quite a lot of research on working out during pregnancy. Obviously, I can't be lifting super heavy weights. You can still run and everything. By doing research and everything, now when I work out, I have a more mind to body connection, and I'm actually thinking about the workouts that I'm doing and making sure I'm doing them properly and not harming my body, because not only do I have to take care of myself now, but I'm growing a human inside of me. So it's still weird for me to even say that. I'm barely even showing. I mean, I kind of am, like you can kind of see. I feel like I'm doing better workouts now because I'm doing lower weights and doing more reps and mind to body connection and actually focusing on what I'm doing. So I'm very grateful for that. And I've also I purchased 2 courses from, I'm probably gonna butcher her name, but it's Hannah Bauer, I believe. I purchased 2 of her programs. One was obviously pregnancy related. The second one has to do with core engagement and your breathing, which I was sitting on buying that course for a long time. It's well worth your money on that course because she has a ton of information, a ton of videos. Yeah, modifying for me, my workouts is very hard. Even when I'm not pregnant, migraines run in my family and I would rarely get them. I would say like maybe once a month, if even that, it was super rare. But the only medicine that works for me when I do get migraines is called Excedrin migraine. When I got pregnant, I probably got at least 20 migraines. And I say this because I was tracking it on my phone and I stopped tracking at like 13, and I still got a few migraines after that because I wanted to see how many I got. That was it within like a 2-3 month period, more like 2 month period, honestly. And there are some days where I would wake up with a migraine and I would take medicine and I'd try to go to sleep, do whatever, and then I would wake up and like I would be kind of okay, but like if you get migraines you're still kind of like groggy, and then like later that night I would get one, and it was just a constant cycle. And for me, what happens when I get migraines is I get blurry vision. I called my OBGYN and they said not to take Excedrin migraine, so they prescribed me with some medicine, some migraine medicine, which didn't really help at all. Migraines wipe me out. When you get a migraine, you can't really do much. And I was trying to force myself because I was getting them almost every day. Couldn't even accomplish just the basic things around my place that I could do. One of the other major factors of my first trimester was my appetite. I had no appetite. Like my appetite is of a completely different person now. Luckily, I didn't throw up once during my first trimester, which I guess I'm grateful for, but I paid for it with the migraines. Whenever we got stomach aches when my sister and I were younger, every now and then it's like something that I remember that my mom would give us, like 7-Up, like that's supposed to like settle your stomach. It's like 7-Up or like ginger ale, but I know ginger is supposed to help. And I was like stacked with ginger ale, which was kind of bad because I was like relying on that. Soda's not good for you, obviously, but that was like the only thing that would help as far as like nauseous. So basically anytime I ate, I would be nauseous afterwards. I didn't get morning sickness, but eating was very bad and I would barely eat anything. I didn't want to eat because it made me feel so freaking sick, even with the ginger ale. So that's been a real struggle, trying to get back on like eating. And obviously you're supposed to be eating because you're growing a freaking human being inside of you. I would try to force myself to eat. Like I couldn't even eat enough calories to take care of myself, let alone, you know, grow a child inside of me. So the last thing that really affected me, like all these were major factors, was exhaustion. I'm not talking about being tired. I'm talking about literal exhaustion. There would be days where I'd wake up, it doesn't matter how many hours I slept, how early I went to bed, I just had literally no energy. I've never felt this tired in my entire life. Take like 3-4 hour naps, and I still sometimes do that. The best way I can describe it is if you went to Disneyland from opening all the way up until closing, so from like 8 to midnight when it was summertime with no breaks, and that's how exhausted you were. That's how I felt. That went side by side with the migraines. So some days I literally just sat in bed and did nothing except get up and pee and go drink a freaking ginger ale. So luckily, some of my energy has come back. I'm very grateful for that. And which means I'm getting more consistent workouts in, and like my appetite's coming back a little bit. So that's pretty much it as far as like first trimester goes. It was really tough for me to not be super active, having to modify and just being tired, not being able to eat. I am fortunate enough to also have an amazing boyfriend, help me with things I needed, and he's just a very supportive person. So that I'm very grateful and blessed for. Wouldn't be able to do this without him, to be honest. If you guys didn't see, on my Instagram, we are having a girl. If you stayed this far, I'll share some names. I originally was dead set on Aurora. For me, I'm very picky, so I wanted a name that was unique but not like crazy. But then I was kind of thinking of other names because I want it to be okay with my boyfriend as well. I want him to agree with the name. The names that I've come up with are Aurora, Charlotte, Amelia, and Willow. Aurora and Willow are the top two that I'm leaning more towards. I don't know yet. I'll probably wait to have a definite name, I guess. And I just can't wait to see what this all brings into my life. Thank you to everyone who congratulated me and reached out to me when I announced my pregnancy a couple days ago. If you didn't at the beginning of the video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's at rolaksarah, Twitter, Snapchat, all that, TikTok, all that fun shenanigans. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.